Hey, 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 and welcome to Sound Wisdom Tarot. Welcome in or welcome back. I'm Shannon Rose Scott, and this is your career and abundance reading. Okay, let's get right into it, starting with pulling an oracle card from the Animal Oracle deck for a general overall message for this reading. Then we'll get into the tarot using a few different decks. Okay, so spirit guides, high divine, intergalactical beings, and angel guides, please help me connect to the spirit guides of my collective tuning in for this timeless reading regarding career and abundance. What does our collective need to know at this time regarding their career and attracting abundance? Career for our collective, please. What is the overall message? What is the overall message, please, Spirit? What is the overall message? Oh, okay, there we go. Dolphin Spirit. Ooh, interesting. This and that are true. What a power statement. This and that are true. This reminds me of that idea of a coin. A coin. And if you hold the coin up, you can see one side of the coin. And the person on the other side of the coin sees the other side. Both of you are seeing the same coin, but completely different views of it, right? One side has, depending on the country you're in, right? One side, I'm from Canada, so one side would have like the queen or the king, and the other side has like some sort of animal, like a deer or a beaver, and the amount it's worth, right? And again, that'll be the same for any country. You'll have different sides of the coin. And if we didn't know that it had different sides, I would say like, no, this coin has a picture of the queen. And this person would say, no, it has a picture of a deer, right? And we'd be like, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. I see it. It's right in front of me. This and that are true. Guess what? We not only have this and that, but if someone was to look from the side, they would just see a thin little coin with little edges around it. And they'd be like, I don't even see a picture at all. So this is a reminder that sometimes we need to be more playful like the dolphin and try to look at an angle from different sides. Be willing to not know the full story, because this and that and that are true. This and that are true. What a powerful overall message for your career and abundance reading. That's showing me that there's something showing up in your career right now where you need to look at it from all sides. Okay, let's use the Osho Zen Tarot to get a Celtic cross spread regarding what's going on with this and that are true. Spirit, what does our collective need to know right now for their career and abundance mindset? So this reading is timeless, meaning that whenever you've happened upon it, there's a message in here for you. Although it is a general reading, meaning that not everything in this reading might fit you specifically. This is where you get to tune into your own inner wisdom, right? And identify which parts of this message are actually for you and which parts are for someone else tuning in. Knowing that if you want a unique, personalized reading specific to you and your situation, I do offer privates. So go ahead and check that out in the description box below. But here we go. Let's get into it. Did I say 7-card spread? I want a 10 card. Okay, so your issue. You got some sort of choice to make. Some sort of choice to make. We got the Lovers showing up. The Lovers represents choices and following your heart. So something to do in your career is asking you right now to make this choice. That's why you got to be looking at it from all sides, right? Ooh. Ooh, okay. Let's see what else. What is getting in the way? What's the challenge? Exhaustion. You are overworked and tired. Past. Recent past. Okay. Not listening to your inner voice. What is the known obstacle? Oh, yeah. Again, not making the choice. Two of Swords. What is the hidden obstacle? Trying to develop understanding. Don't worry if you're like, this is going too quickly. I'm just pulling them right now, and we're going to dive deeper into each card here. Next, likely steps. Healing the outsider mentality. Yes. How do you feel about this situation? Resisting the totality of it, resisting being in the moment. What are you attracting from the outside? The need to compromise. I know these are upside down, by the way. So sometimes the cards show up in reverse, and that means something different than when they show up upright. Your hopes and fears. Possibilities. And not, because it's upside down, not being open to the possibilities. And the outcome. Yes, needing patience. Okay. So here we go, collective. Let's dive in deeper. So again, I mentioned the main issue is that you've got a choice to make regarding your career right now. A big choice. This is not, especially, so I was about to say, this is not like just one of the twos, Two of Swords or Two of Pentacles, but you do have Two of Swords here as well. And you've got Two of Wands. Yeah, so you've got a couple twos and even the major arcana too. So there's a lot right now regarding two choices, at least two choices. This is why this and that are true. Both choices, this is important. Both choices are correct. Okay? Both choices are the right way, because this and that are true. Both your options can lead to success. Both your options can lead to challenges. They both are good choices. So it's not about trying to choose the perfect choice. It's about tapping into your playful dolphin spirit, which puts you in connection with your heart, and identifying what your heart wants, not what your mind is telling you should be the choice, right? And sometimes our heart wants things that we can't even explain. But there's absolutely a part of you that already knows what choice you want to make. Let's see if we can find that part of you. So what's getting in your way of making this choice? You're busy, you're doing busy work, okay? You're avoiding making the choice by overworking right now. Overworking or just busying yourself with all kinds of tasks that you've maybe told yourself you have to do. But Spirit is here telling you, you don't actually have to do all these things you're spending your time on. You're trying to distract yourself from your own inner wisdom. Yeah, that's why people overwork. It is, that's why people get into this habit of workaholism. Becoming a workaholicism. It's to avoid their inner knowing. Because often, again, we know what it is we want, but we don't want to want what we want sometimes, because we think like, oh, I can't have that. Or it's going to be too hard to quit this job and go for another one. So we distract ourselves from our true knowing But this is a big sign from Spirit saying it is time to stop building all these walls around yourself. You are unhappy in this place. Look at this person. You're not only exhausted, but you're completely burnt out. You're unhappy. And you've built a cage around yourself of metal where you don't actually get to enjoy anything about your life. That's no place to be. That's no way to live. And the thing is, you've been doing this for most of your life, or at least the recent past, because we have the inner voice, the High Priestess card in reverse in the placement of this reading, in representing your past. So being able to tune in to your inner wisdom has been challenging for some time. Well, you're a human being, so that makes sense, right? And if you happen to live in the Western civilization, we are encouraged to be workaholics and to not trust our inner voice. That's our intuition, our own inner wisdom. But you have a yearning to be able to tap into your wisdom. That's why you're here. That's why we use tarot. Even coming to others' tarot readings, you will resonate with parts of this message. That's your intuition being like, yes, right? You're going to feel like, oh, I already knew that about myself, but I just didn't give myself permission to know. That's why we use tarot. It tells us what we already know, but needed confirmation. Yeah. Now look at something interesting here. Look at this. 2 dolphins. Dolphin spirit. Dolphin energy. Dolphins are the intuitive wisdom keepers of the seas, right? They are able to see things from that higher perspective. This and that are true. And now we've got 2 again, this idea of choice. This and that are true. There are many ways to heighten and develop your intuition. Everybody is actually intuitive. Okay, you know how some people talk about people that have that express their intuition, that are comfortable with their intuition. They'll say like, "Oh, that person's intuitive, but that person's not." Right? We need to stop talking about people that way, because everybody has the potential to be intuitive, to develop and grow and heighten their intuitive capacities. Everybody. And guess what? We do it by playing. We do it by not knowing the answer. I used to feel the same as probably many of you listening, that I didn't have intuition. I used to tell myself that all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm not intuitive. And it was when I first did singing bowl training that I finally learned to tap into my intuition and realized I actually had a lot of it. At first it felt weird because, so I've done many, many different trainings, and I now teach singing bowl trainings. There's also information about that in the description below. Online, fully self-paced trainings. But, and it can help you tune into your intuition too. So if you're looking for more tools and tips, that is I do offer that. But back to my story. Some of my trainings were very science-based and had protocols, but this first training I did was all intuitive-based. And at first I felt like I was like faking it, you know? I was just like banging bowls around and waving them around, and this part of myself that likes to overwork told myself stories like, this is dumb, this is so stupid, I'm just like waving bowls around. And I was like that for several days in the training, where I was just like, this is so stupid, I hate this, blah blah blah. And then finally I said to myself, well, let's Let's just play around a bit. Let's just see. I'm here anyway. This is the way they're doing it. And I started following urges. I started following my urges inside. Like, oh, I have the urge to move the bowl in this way. I have the urge to do this and that. And wow, my practice buddy started having releases and started crying. Those like healing tears. And I realized, oh my goodness, there's something here. And then I started playing more and more and more. And that is how we work with intuition. Intuition isn't an intellectual process, although intellectual-based sound healing tools are also incredibly important to know. I also teach that. But intuition, the play, the experimenting, playing with your creativity, that is what will help you here. That's what Spirit is calling you to do. And you haven't done that in your past. But that doesn't mean you can't start, just like me. Because you know, you've been stuck in this state. In the Osho Zen Tarot card, they call this Two of Swords energy, schizophrenia. But I don't want to minimize that actual mental illness, right? So this is a state of confusion, right? A feeling like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And you don't know which choice to make. You know that you've been resisting making the choice. That's why this came up in reverse. You've been resisting making this choice. But the thing is, not choosing is making a choice. Because you're choosing to stay stuck. You're choosing to stay in the confusion. Whereas if you just let go of one of these sides, one of these rocks, and fall, right? You'll either fall or you'll climb up to one side or the other. But then you'll know whether you're happy there or not. Because you'll realize right away you'll have like either a sinking feeling or a feeling of relief, right? That is your intuition speaking to you. That sinking feeling is telling you, oh, I'm actually not doing what I want to do. And that feeling of relief is also your intuition telling you, oh, this is what I want. And guess what? If you happen to make the choice where you feel like you're sinking, well, then you can make another choice. You do not have to stay stuck in any choice. You can always change your mind again and again. This is the lesson you're learning from this whole thing. From this whole situation, you are learning how to break out of your own cage of misunderstanding. This is like the unconscious challenge you're working through. You know that you have trouble making choices. You know you're undecided. You know you have trouble making decisions based on your intuition. What you don't know is that you're already free, right? That these bars, the bird thought it was in a cage, but the bars are actually, the door is wide open. And this bird is finally seeing that. This is the Page of Cups. So there is like some sort of new offer on your table. Like on your career table, there's some sort of new career offer already here that you know you want. Are you going to take it? Are you going to leap and fly out into the world and take it? Or are you going to keep yourself trapped in that cage? Here we have the cage theme again. You've got a lot of synchronicity here, collective. Look at this, right? The cage of the bird. And yeah, this is like your inner child. Your inner child feels like an outsider in their own world. Through overworking and not listening to your heart, not listening to your intuition, you've trapped yourself in this cage. But look. Can you see that? The lock isn't locked. The lock is actually open. You just have to unravel the chain from it and open the door and walk through. You're feeling like an outsider in your own life, but there's nothing stopping you but yourself. This outsider card is also known as the Five of Pentacles. It's that poverty mindset card. But it's just a mindset. You can start creating an abundant mindset and walk through into that juicy abundance that's right here waiting for you. Your inner child wants you to play. What did you like to do as a child? I want you to make a list. This is another way you can start playing with your intuition. Like if you can practice your intuition in like playful, non-important ways, you'll be able to tap into your intuition more when you need it. Like when you make choices that are important, like career choices, right? But you need to be practicing your intuition. So there's lots of ways to do that. I'll come back to that playing as a child one. But like one of my favorite ways is just when I'm driving or when I'm walking somewhere, I usually take the same route, right? The same route. But when I want to play with my intuition, I'll be like, especially if I've got a little extra time and don't need to get somewhere at a certain time, I'll be like, which roads should I take? Left or right? And I'll try to let myself take a different route. If you don't have that amount of time, things like parking, right? Instead of like always choosing the same kind of place in the parking lot, like at the grocery store or at work perhaps, like use your intuition to be like, I should park here. Instead of like, I need to park close because I need to do this and that and that. No, like, what is your intuition telling you, even if it doesn't make sense? That's when you know you're following your intuition, when it's not pros and cons based, when it's just like, this just feels right. Yeah, it's further away from the door, but for some reason it feels right today. Follow that. And then, yes, make a list of the activities you loved to do when you were a kid. And then at least once a week, I want you to do one of those activities all by yourself, unless you need someone like to play a game or something. Like, for example, I love and loved when I was a kid swinging on swings. And so I'm that person, I'm that adult who will like go swing on the swing whenever I see one. And sometimes I'll take myself swinging because I know I need to feel more free again. Okay, that's another way to start playing. Start tapping into that sense of freedom. Can you do it just for the sake of having fun? It's going to help you break out of this poverty outsider mindset. Try it. What happened to that card that fell? Okay. All right, so this is how you are viewing the situation. You're viewing yourself as being unable to go with the flow, to go with the totality of this experience. This experience is, because it came out in reverse, this experience is calling you to be so in the moment right now that you could be a trapeze artist, right? And catch the person when they leap. Or to be that person leaping. Yeah, that's who you are. You're the person leaping. You're being thrown out of one situation into another. Yeah, see, there's 3 people here, and you're the person in the middle. You were here in this career, and I really do feel you're being thrust into something new, and you've just been resisting that choice to go for it. Leap and the net will appear. Leap and trust that someone on the other side is going to catch you. The divine. The divine. That's probably why you're resisting it. You're like, but I don't know how I'm going to make this career work. I don't know how it's going to happen. Well, guess what? In this situation, you can't know. You just have to do it. And then someone's going to show up. Like if right now you're like, I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the money to do it, so I can't go through that door. Go through the door, and guess what? You'll be rewarded by spirit. Something will come through regarding money and finances, and you don't have to know how. Abundance can be received in many ways as gifts, unexpected gifts. Being at the right place at the right time. Making the right connection at the right time. Totality. But you're feeling like you can't do that. That's how you're currently showing up. But don't worry, this card showed up because Spirit wants you to know you can. It is safe to leap and the net will appear. Now what you're drawing from the outside, Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is the card of equal give and take. In the Osho Zen Tarot, it's the card of compromise. Now, in the Western world, we have this sense of like compromise being a good thing, right? But in this deck, it's actually saying, don't compromise yourself. Don't. They're saying compromise isn't a good thing. Compromise turns you against yourself. It turns you into these kind of like, it allows you to be used by people that are there to use you, right? The Six of Pentacles, equal give and take. In reverse, that's saying like, if you let yourself be used, it won't be equal give and take. Maybe you've been letting yourself be used. This is what you've been attracting currently, right? Because you haven't been following your heart, because you've been compromising yourself and your heart's desires, people have used you. You're like that yes person who always said yes to everything, who overdoes the job, who doesn't get help from their coworkers, who does too much. If you're a teacher, who does too much for your students. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, stop compromising yourself and your dreams, because people will use you. It won't be equal give and take. But as soon as you say yes, as soon as you set appropriate boundaries, not ones that keep you bound up in a cage, you'll start attracting equal give and take. Your hopes and fears about this situation, you want the possibilities, but you're fearing that you can't have them. You know this. But this card is here to try to get you to lift up out of that mindset that you can't have them, that you're not worthy of them, that there's something blocking your way, because what Spirit is trying to tell you is no. You've got the whole world here at your disposal. You just got to go out into it. It's going to take you rising up above your current circumstances like the eagle and seeing the bigger picture of your situation. Right now, you're caught up in all those over-efforting. You got to stop over-efforting in these things that aren't serving you, so that you can actually take a break, rise up and see the whole picture. Because right now, all you're seeing is the very next task, the very next task. And you can't even like dream of what the potentials are. You need time to rest right now. Play, right? The eagles play. I remember one time walking on a beach in India and seeing 5 eagles play with a string. One eagle would pick up the string and fly with it for a while and drop it. And another eagle would swoop and pick it up. And I watched them do this for like 30 minutes. They were playing. It was so cute. So the eagle wants you to play too. When you play with your environment, you'll see more possibilities open to you. The outcome is patience. So you're meant to turn this back upright. Right now, you're feeling impatient, right, with your life. But you have the potential to be really patient about it. So this change you need to make, this choice you need to make, it'll be important that you are patient with the process and that you don't expect to receive all the abundance right away, okay? This person that's going to come in for you once you make that leap, it's not going to be right away. Okay, you might have to wait 9 months like this pregnant woman, or 9 days, or you might have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 moon cycles, which would be a little more than 9 months, or 1 moon cycle as it's showing here. Okay, it'll be different for each person tuning in here. But it takes time for a new creation to come to life. And I think that's what you're trying to choose, is this new creation. So in the meantime, nurture it like a woman who's pregnant. Nurture the creative baby. Give it time. Take time for yourself. And allow people to help you as well. These cards were very clear. So let's ask for just one more animal oracle message to close out this reading. Spirit, thank you so much for this message. Listeners and viewers, thank you for being here, because if it wasn't for you, I couldn't do this, right? So I'm so grateful to all of you who've already subscribed. Thank you so much. And thank you to my new subscribers who are doing it right now in this moment. Thank you. Thank you for liking this video. Please go ahead and like this video. It's free. It just takes a little push of the button. Really helps me out, helps this channel grow, helps more people like you find these messages. And please comment, even if it's just with an emoji. The more you comment, again, even just an emoji, the more I can tune into your energy for future readings. And like, I really do pick up on the energies of the people who comment and let me know what actually resonated for you, what questions you still might have, because those go into my mental sphere then. And my readings definitely become more and more based off of my viewers' comments. So please go ahead and comment. I do always respond, even if it takes me a little while to do so, but I read every comment and I really appreciate your support. You are the most important part of every reading. So here we go. One final message of guidance to help our collective go for it. Look at this. Look at this. You've got surrender now and co-create with spirit. Yeah, surrender to this journey. Surrender to this divinely inspired new direction you're wanting to take and co-create with spirit. You don't have to do it all. You just have to say yes. And then spirit will give you more and more and more. They will give you more help. They will give you the abundance you need to move forward. They will give you the connections you need to move forward. But you have to say yes. Surrender. You got this. You got this. Okay. Thank you. And until next time, keep tuning in to your inner wisdom, your inner path.